Hello again, everyone. Joanne here with StampingInTheValley.com, and welcome to my craft room this evening. This evening we're going to be focusing on this element right here on this card with the Jar of Love bundle. I love this. I'm going to teach you guys how to make this shaker card tonight, and you could use it with any kind of shaker card that you ever want to make. This is a great technique. So, first, let's get everything out of the way. I want to thank Tina Rappi, R-A-P-P-E. She is the one that inspired this card. I saw her video on YouTube. She's with StampinStudio.com, so check her out. She's a great demonstrator, has a lot of nice things for you guys to look at also. And, of course, we're using the Jar of Love stamp set and the framelits, the Everyday Jars framelits. I have to tell you guys, there are 37 pieces in this stamp set. There's double stamping, triple stamping, the jars, and then you get 17 pieces in the framelit collection. The little jars to cut out, the flowers. It's absolutely a fantastic set for you guys to invest in your craft room. You will have a lot of fun with this. Not just shaker cards. Tonight we're going to do a shaker card, or the part of the card that's the shaker part of the card. But, you know, this is a great stamp set just to use for anything. And I just wanted to tell you on this card that I used, this thanks comes from the Thankful Thoughts stamp set. I used that thanks right there. Love that font. You're going to see me do a lot of stuff with this stamp set. I'm doing some cards with this right now also. But really like this. Has a lot of sayings for inside the card, and I love that font on that. Thanks. Really like that. So, let's go here and let's get through what we need. I used the little jar, the smallest little jar framelit, and I mounted my smallest jar on, this is block C. And this is going to be just a hello card, and I mounted that on, what block is this? This is a C also. Now, what you're going to need is a piece of basic black cut at 3.5 by 4, and I put the list up, so stop the video when I put the list up, and copy everything down, and then you can watch the video and then go back to it. So the black is 3.5 by 4. You need a piece of Whisper White at 2.5 by 2.5, and you need a window sheet at 2.5 by 2.5. Then you need another piece of Whisper White that is 3 by 3.5. And any color, whatever color you want to use of in color, you could even use DSP, but any color of paper that you want. And this is at 3 3/4 by 3 1/4. Okay, so like I said, you know, before this, stop the video and write everything down if you'd like, just in case you'd like to have the dimensions. So what is important to do first is to take our piece of Whisper White that is this piece is 3 by 3.5, and we're going to stamp our sentiment or our greeting or whatever we want right up here. And I'm going to do that in, let's see, I want to use the Sweet Sugar Plum this evening because that's what my piece of paper is cut out of. So I'm going to open that up, ink up my little hello. Make sure I've got good ink on that. Right there, beautiful. Okay, great. Now, I'm going to close this up so I don't get my fingers in it, because as you can see, my fingers have Emerald Envy all over it today. So, nice day in the craft room today. Okay, so I'm going to take this part of the card and go ahead now and adhere it to the in color, the Sweet Sugar Plum, which is at 3 1/4 by 3 3/4, and so that gives us a nice little border around there, a nice 1/4 inch border all the way around, as you can see. Okay, so let's just go ahead and adhere that. We got to adhere that first with our snail. Get that corner down. Okay. I like to line everything up on my grid. Guys, use your grid. It's okay. I see a lot of us doing things on tabletops, and you know, it all looks good, but I like to try to get things straight, and you all know I have a very hard time getting things straight, so I really do use my grid, whether it be this or the paper from Stampin' Up, whichever. Okay. So now that we have this done, we want to come in and we want to cut out our framelit right here. Isn't that adorable? This little squatty jar is so cute. So I'm going to move some things out of the way because, of course, you know, when you craft, all of a sudden everything comes in on you. And we're going to move in our Big Shot real quick here. Let me turn it this way. There we go. And I have my magnetic plate, and then a cutting plate, my project right there. Okay, and I'm going to bring this down and just kind of, that's perfect. Okay, let's just roll this right on through. So I push my plates into my Big Shot until it catches, my handle catches, okay? And then I crank it through. Holding the top down, excuse my hands, I'm sorry. Just right under that camera. Now I'm going through 2 pieces of paper, so I'm going to go each way. Perfect. So let's move this out of the way. And I save these. Isn't that a cute little jar? I'll do something with it. Or you might have to mask, you know, at a time. Let's move that out of the way. Get the Big Shot out of the way. Okay, and let's continue with this. Oh, how cute. Okay, now, the window sheet's about invisible. We want to take our window sheet, and when we're stamping on a surface like this, okay, we must use Stays On. Must. It is an absolute must, because the other ink will not dry, it will just smudge. So you use your Stays On. I still have my lid on mine. And I just ink it up really, really well. I take a look at it. Does it look nice and black? Good. Then I just come over top of this. Looks good to me. And stamp. And I kind of press it. Don't rock it, okay? And then I hold it down. Lift my stamp up. Look how great that came, guys. Look at how fantastic that came. Gorgeous. Nice, sharp color. Good. Okay. Put the lid on the Stays On. Okay. Now, and I'm going to get my Stays On cleaner really quick, guys, and just wet down this stamp. I don't like the Stays On to stay on the stamp too long, so I'm just going to kind of turn that upside down on my stamping pad off to the side there. Okay, so now that we have this and we have our other element, look how cute this fits right in there, and doesn't it give it what a great effect? Really does that outline nicely. Isn't that something? Beautiful. Let me push that up a little bit. So that's exactly what we're going to do. That's where we're going to put it. And how are we going to do that? Just a little bit of snail right back here. So just around the card, around the jar. And I kind of just round it around the corners, no big deal. Come up there. Okay, get it as close as you can to the jar. Bring this in. Flip this over. And line it up. I'm doing the best I can on camera. Oh, it's going to come out nice. Perfect. Beautiful. Ta-da! Oh, I really like that. Isn't that cute? Okay, now we get to use this new product. These things are absolutely wonderful. This is the foam adhesive strips. Okay, the number for this is 141825. 141825. If you guys like shaker cards or dimension to your cards, this is the way to go. This is all I've been doing all afternoon, is making these kind of cards. Get in practice. Okay, I'm going to use an entire strip just to show you guys how it works. They're a little thicker than the dimensionals. I absolutely love the texture. Okay, so I peel the whole thing out of there. And then to make a shaker card, you don't want to go on the outside there of the acetate. Okay, I got to trim it a little bit down there, but you want to stay real close to the jar, because that's the only place that you're going to put your sequins or whatever that you decide to put. So I'm going to stay close, but you know, you have to come out here enough to where you don't catch that part of that clear sheet. Okay, right there. And always use an old pair of scissors when you cut tape. Okay. I'm so glad that you guys decided to join me this evening, and we can put these together. Now you can use this type of a technique with shaker cards with anything that has space in it. So this technique this evening, you just don't have to use the jar framelits. Of course, I love these. And this is a really it's really cute and fun set to play with. Endless possibilities, absolutely endless possibilities. And this tape is like the best in the world to work with. If you're doing something like this, Stampin' Up! Really did a job with this. I love it. Okay, see? See, so we've framed it. And I'm just going to pinch it right there and stuff it in there. Okay, now save this little piece. I put it back in here and just slide it back into the package. Great. Okay, now you want to get your embossing buddy and see these little ridges around here. There's even powder on them. I come in here and I want to touch the side of that tape. So don't take your protective coating off right here yet, until you do this step. This is going to keep your sequence or whatever you put in there. If you're going to cut some objects or punch some objects, it's going to keep it from adhering to the side, because these things are sticky all the way around. So that's all I do. Just kind of rub it in there just a couple of times. Good. Love this stamp set. Okay. Isn't that cool? Now, I'm just going to use, I've been using up these are the In Colors assortment sequence. They seem to be having a lot of color and stars and hearts and little round sequins. You could use anything you'd like. And I just kind of put enough in there so that I know when I close it up, it's going to shake. Whoop! And there went a bunch of them. Let me just quickly pick those up and put them in. That's good enough for in there. Okay. Okay, fantastic. Now, here we have all of our little sequence in there, and here's where our 2x2 piece of Whisper White comes in. This is the back. See how nice it makes it? So it makes like a little pocket for the sequence. And again, very simple. You just peel off this tape. No snail needed now. So you just peel this off. I love interactive cards. Just so much fun. And I'm going to pick this up and I'm just going to adhere it to the back. Now this is going to keep all your things in there. Isn't that cute? Adorable. I do have a little bit of clear acetate back down there that I just really need to trim quickly. Beautiful. So here's our element. This can go onto any card, guys. I hope you like the way I made that shaker card. Isn't that cute in that little jar? Adorable. And of course, behind here, you can always stamp some things on that piece of Whisper White right there. You could stamp flowers or the fish or anything you'd like. There's so many possibilities with this stamp set, and I so appreciate you guys stopping in to watch me put together this shaker card. I hope this helps in all of your crafting endeavors with your cards. Please stop by stampinginthevalley.com and click on the big blue button if you need to order any Stampin' Up! Supplies. Remember, this is one of the new items, the Jar of Love stamp set. Thanks again for watching, you guys. Have a great evening.